I'm gonna say something awful right now. So do you want to go live?
Well, it's live. Just be careful. Don't get us. Don't pull a Kanye. You
Um,
know.
George W. Bush doesn't know. Uh, it's so weird though because like I went on Amazon Prime because I saw it there. Like yeah, it's made by Amazon Studios, but you still have to. It isn't included in the Amazon Prime subscription, so you have to buy it buy it or rent it on Amazon, which is just I was like, why don't why am I if you put money into it, why do I have to pay to see it?
Yeah.
If it's an Amazon original thing, it's like saying, oh,
Oh,
if you want to watch the boys, you got to pay for it now, even though it's our production. Jeff Bezos has some interesting tactics.
yeah. Well, I mean, Netflix is falling apart, so why not double charge
Yeah.
everyone? Get the double dip going, bro.
I sent out a group. I sent out a mass message to my in the group chat of my family that the Netflix hammer is dropping soon because
Hmm.
every all of my family uses our Netflix account. So like there's 20 people you're using one account. Uh, and then it's so funny. I dropped it in the WhatsApp group, and then everybody was like not really panicking. They're like, we don't care. I was like, then why do you use it? Uh, and then I think a couple of days later, they were like, or Netflix said it was an error. We aren't bringing that
Yeah, they backpedaled.
because
I did not see this.
bullying works, kids. Bullying works.
I seen the post because people were pulling up the old tweets where they were celebrating the password sharing as like
Sure,
unique.
sure.
In contrast, yeah, sharing is caring and all that. So
Yeah,
I am surprised they backpedaled though.
me too. So quickly. I'm
I
just thinking
don't
about the intern who pitched this idea. How they're like living a nightmare right now.
yeah, like maybe open it up to like 90 days or like 6 months, but I don't. I thought just signing in on the Wi-Fi. I thought that's a fair compromise. That's a this it still
Well,
sucks,
only
but I mean,
if
fuck.
your account, the thing that I was on board, I was like, okay, that's fine. It is what it is. But and then I read further. I was on board till it said, uh, if you're traveling and if it's your account and if it's not on the same IP uh, number, you can still get locked out, and then
Oh,
you have to customer support. So I'm thinking that's not. That's so if I'm on the road and I can't get in, the first thing I'm gonna do is like on a plane, for example. I'm on a plane trying to watch the latest episodes of Riverdale, and I can't sign in. Am I gonna call Netflix while I'm 130,000 feet off in the air? Probably not. Probably not.
well, yeah, bro. Now it's like before you travel, you got to call your credit company, you got to call your phone company, you got to call Netflix.
Yeah, you got you gotta call Netflix. The fact that I forget the only other there's another system that uses what Netflix is doing. I forget what it is. Like it isn't a streaming service. It's like I think prisons are you using this type of thing, or they have to somebody has to sign in every 30 days, or I'm just thinking of the wrong thing entirely.
Cool story, bro. No, that's I've seen it for other like authorization systems. They do kind of do it with Adobe and shit. If you like go offline on Adobe, you have to sign in so many. I think it's a month as well. You have to go back online to prove that you don't have the stolen copy. So I
Yeah, that's definitely working. That definitely works. That
well,
definitely works.
that's it's really hard to do any
Let
of
me
the cloud. It's
crack.
much more difficult now to crack the Adobe software.
Do you know it's much more difficult to crack the Adobe software?
now, unless you want to use an old ass version, you gotta use 2017, and then there ain't none of this After Effects that stuff that me and you got now.
I don't know. People are savvy these days. I find people can always work around stuff.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. You're right.
I
You're
see
right.
what you're saying. It's getting it's harder to do, but it's like the Ice Age squirrel. If you just break it in like the shelf on the ice shelf, the thing goes through and it opens it up right there. So you need the smallest amount of thing. That's why I've seen so many cracked versions of the programs I use that I have to. Well, I don't pay for anymore because Daddy's got a big ass James Gunn money now.
He's got James Gunn money. That's man, you got all the hookups for your job, your funding for research and sources.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do any research. I just watch The Last of Us all day and get inspired by that to make featurettes about Harley Quinn in the show.
Alrighty then.
I think you just said a no word. I don't think you're supposed to say that. I thought you were trying not to talk about that.
Oh no, I'm not even working on
Oh.
it.
Oh, okay, Jesus Christ. All right. That's why I was acting awkward. I was like, I thought I'm not supposed to. That's supposed to. No, we're not.
I'm smarter about that. I'm smarter about that.
Hey, man, I don't know. You got loosey
It's a big
goosey.
deal to me.
You got scrambled
big
egg
deal to
brain. Who knows?
Me, I didn't have a stroke yet, so I don't have scrambled egg brain yet.
Not yet.
How much
I
water did you drink today?
A lot. I'm drinking
Good.
more water.
You go, King. That's it,
Thanks,
boss. You hold that shit together. Hold it down. Hold down the agua for it.
Can we go on with this? I don't know where we're going.
No, tell me more about your diet. I would like to know what you do when you get up at night. Okay.
I had honeycomb cereal this morning. Ate that. And then had coffee. Went out. Came back in. Had spaghetti. And
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. And then here I am. And then I also got the limited edition Canada Dry Pomegranate Ginger Ale.
Those are always
Which you
okay.
can-
Those are good.
By the way, Canada Dry is a lie.
What?
Because
What?
Canada ain't dry. It's always wet. And this is medicine, by the way.
Well, in many ways, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sick?
Really nice.
Are you sick again? Can I add
No.
another one on the tally? Damn it.
No.
Not
Okay, first of
physically.
all, no, I didn't get sick like that, Bailey. I got similar. I didn't get COVID twice. I got cold and everything else. I got a stomach flu. A different tax bracket. I'm in completely.
Panda, he has to get
This
sick one more
motherfucker-
time and then we're even. This guy keeps calling me the sick one. We're almost even.
Watch me not get sick ever again.
Just gonna be immortal.
I'm just gonna have the perfect fucking immune system. After this, Bailey has inadvertently blessed me. Like a buff.
What a toxic health competition. Who can get sick less total times? Just...
I think it's good because it's we're going out of our way to not get sick.
The
And-
earth be like,
Yeah.
And then Barry, in your case, it's try to not get COVID the third time.
Yeah, for real. I'm very okay with that being a real goal. I don't want it to happen again, bro.
That's pretty funny.
It's enough. 2 times
Out of
enough.
all people, too. Out of all people, you would think he's the last guy to get it. He's the last guy to get it, but then he's like, "Yeah, I got it, Raza."
I handled it fine. Oh, whatever. Okay, this isn't the talk about Bailey's Rona experience. Okay. So, what's up, internets? Welcome to Movie Madness, a show by Marching into Madness. This is our second episode, and this episode, we're watching the movie The Big Sick, directed by Michael Showalter with Mucho Apatow assistance, and it's a true story of Kumail
You should have that.
Nanjani. Did I say that right?
Probably not.
I
I
believe it's
thought that was,
Nanjiani.
thank you. Okay, so I
Let me
wasn't saying
fuck.
the Canadian
Let
A.
me fuck with him. Let me fuck with him. Come on.
Oh,
Let me
for
destroy his
the
confidence further. And his
Yeah.
partner, Emily V. Gordon, which was a true story of their weird romance and how it all came together, which was inspiring. So, what we like to do is take a breather in the madness, stop and focus on a film. This is the one we chose today. Our movie is picked week by week. So, next episode, I get to choose, and I'm going to cut it in with some movie magic somewhere in the sequence and let you know what we're watching next. And then Raza is about to give you a spoiler-free synopsis of the movie. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, you can tune in, listen to this first bit, go watch the film, come back, let us know your thoughts, or just hang out and listen to the next episode. So, like our other shows, this is recorded live. If you want to tune in, you want to know us a bit more personally, don't be afraid to pop in. We got a friendly community. All right. So, Raza, kicking it off. What's our spoiler-free synopsis?
So I just wanna say something before I go on. Is that Panda, you did an admirable job last time. So I just followed your lead on my synopsis and went on IMDb or like Letterboxd and typed in the Big Sick synopsis and copied and pasted word for word because I was like I'm not gonna write my own. I'll spoil it for myself and well, not really myself, but for everyone else. So, the movie Big Sick is about Kumal, who is a Pakistani stand-up guy who lives in America, and he falls in love with an American student named Emily, who is, yeah. Uh, their relationship takes off, and then this something weird happens, but over the course of this weirdness, Kumal is gets closer with her parents, more or less, all while he's battling the culture clash of his own traditions, his own family values, and then stuff happens at the end. So that is my spoiler-free review.
I think you pulled it together. I got a little lost in the middle, but you brought it all together.
I mean, you know, for like the trailers did not hold back on the twist.
Yeah, but I felt like we should.
I mean, it's in the title. Just gonna say that.
To be fair, that wasn't a thing that came to her. That happening. I just thought it was gonna be a typical, like, rom com with like the culture or the cultural thing there.
Fair.
Yeah.
See, while it worked on tricking me, this works in spoiler free because I was also sitting there like, oh, what's the sick? Where's the sick? What's the sick in this? Like I was waiting for something to happen.
I thought it was gonna be like lovesick type thing, you know, like how they're like into each other where it's gross and they have this falling out. The generic story beats of a typical rom com, coming of age rom com. Sorry, really. Ow, fuck.
Good mic etiquette. Good mic etiquette. You're learning well, kid. No, I think you killed the synopsis. I'm with it. I don't have much to add. Panda, do you have any secondary backups to help inform the audience on a synopsis of this?
More of a jab at your little rant there. You said he's a stand-up guy, and it's made it sound like he's just like yes, stand-up
comedian. Is that
Yeah.
what I said? Oh.
It's all good. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you said stand-up guy. You're like, he's a stand-up guy.
I said stand up as in like he does stand up and like he's a stand up guy as a dude.
Yeah, so it was he is a stand-up, guy.
He guy. That's what I meant, but I totally see it now where that came from.
Okay, all right, no judgment. So then the production notes. I got the little ad segment coming up. What I'm gonna do is remind you that if you want no spoilers, you can go check it out, because when we get back, we're giving our opinions on the movie, and we're not holding back, and I'm sure Raza's got a lot to rant about. So hold up. We'll be right
He
back.
might have a lot because I think he's just doing it by association.
Are you listening to the audio version of this? Awesome. Did you hit the download button, though? We need that download button. Maybe a review on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, any of those could help out. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, head over to Spotify, hit that download button. You can take us on the go. If you've watched this film, you don't necessarily need to see the video version. Just hang out with us, tune in. We can be your going to work content. If you'd so trust us, we would like to extend our loving offer of wasting our lives once a week. Appreciate you. We're gonna have to have white people off. Our mics are live
Off each
too.
other. And then I want to be like, dance, monkeys, dance, fight for me, fight for me. There can only be one true Caucasian between you two. Fight to the death. Like,
Rosa, tell us we have culture. Tell us we have culture.
and Taco Bell. That's what it is. And weddings.
Oh my god. Yeah, one I saw was like, I saw an ad yesterday for a Shrek themed rave, and I was thinking exactly that. At first I was like, oh my god, there's probably like some people who think this is cool, and then I'm like, oh my god, it's probably like the whitest people who came up with this
It
concept.
sounds mayonnaise. It sounds super fucking mayonnaise. I'm sure it's a fun experience. I'm sure it's fun, but like was it a dance party?
No, it's all rave, like spinners, you know, all the done up and your kits, all that.
Gonna be playing. MGMT is gonna be.
No, we're talking like deep house,
Yes.
bro. Deep house, like like tripping. Everyone's got their little beads on the wrist.
Everyone's
That type
dressed
of
up like
shit.
characters. They've got
Yeah.
like food that's like designed like
Oh,
Shrek
this is one
things.
of those things. Sounds like a total. That sounds like a blast. I don't want to be there. Sounds like. Nothing gets me going than than a room full of sweaty white people dancing off tune.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
They're like,
Oh,
listen,
my
Eddie
God.
Murphy was the funniest part in that movie. And I was like, why are you singling out Eddie Murphy?
You're telling me you were never on Facebook in 2010 watching people shuffle and not being envious?
No, I don't think I saw people shuffle.
Good. You don't want to know what that is. Let's keep it
I know
moving.
what it is. I know what it is. It's kind of cool. No, not gonna lie, it is kind of cool. But it's kind of like white people.
There's your
shit.
Shrek rave. That's Shrek rave. Is all that. Just a bunch of people in
Oh.
Shrek costumes doing that.
Oh, okay. Wow. It's like as entertaining as golf.
Yeah. Fair comment. So, semi-produced, semi-not produced. Did anyone notice any comments? I did like some reviews on like top 3 comments from last week's film. So we're doing the hopping in on like Community, but we just started doing it, so I didn't know. And no one was like, "Hey."
I forgot about that completely.
Okay, well skip it.
I
Fuck
do
it.
way too many drugs to remember last week.
This is why you look at the notes. This is why I make notes.
Oh, I did today.
All right. So, since Raza likes to be a party pooper, we are now going to our individual perspectives on the films. Yeah. So,
I like how like in the script there's Bailey and it's blank for you and I.
yeah. Okay. I'm the only one. I'm gonna forget. All my ideas are gonna go out the window. I need at least
I was
notes.
just because like I was gonna put my ideas, but like it just I get better when I'm just rolling off the tongue.
That's fair.
Less. Yeah.
That's fair. So, I think the least biased person here, and I'm interested to hear first. Is Panda. Would you like to start with your opinion here?
Oh,
Okay.
humble.
Okay.
That's
Okay, so first off, there's two facts that I wanted to point out about this film. Is one, the movie came out on the 10th anniversary of Kumal and Emily of their wedding. The movie was released 10 years after, on the day of their anniversary of getting married. Spoiler.
Mhm.
We're in spoiler territory, I imagine.
Yes, sir.
And so that's interesting. And another interesting thing is X Files pops up a few times in this movie,
Yeah.
and Kamal was actually on X Files. Now I don't know.
Is he?
Yeah, when they rebooted X Files, he was in an episode, and that came up
Okay.
before this movie. But who knows when the timeline of filming this would have worked out, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, so um, my thoughts on this movie are, so I'm a sucker for rom-coms, and not gonna lie, the ending choked me up. And I like Kumal as an actor, and this is based on his life. And Bailey, before stream started, you were talking about his awkward sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
And I really like I can relate to that. And I feel like even though he's older than us, this summarizes our generation of like the awkwardness and the jokes that we throw out and how fast things can go and how humans now handle situations. You know, it's not so much um, a huge long-term event when it comes to like a breakup
Hmm.
or meeting someone's parents or um, making decisions in life overall. So,
So like
anyways, I
it's like a
Yeah.
modern love story in a way.
exactly, and so I enjoyed a lot of aspects. I thought it was funny at parts. Again, I choked up, maybe teared up a little bit near the end. Yeah, um, Elastigirl's in this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Who?
continue that trend. Elastigirl from The Incredibles. It's the mom, Holly Hunter.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I was like, she's
that's
also in
where
Batman vs Superman. I remember seeing her in, not in that, like in Batman vs Superman. I was like, I remember seeing her in something before. I was like, okay, it's Batman vs Superman. Okay,
it was
yeah.
ringing the bells. It was hidden. I was like, "What is this? I can
Right.
recognize her from something."
And then I was just like, Ray. I've seen Ray in something too.
Ice
Um,
Age.
Friends.
Yeah, he was in some other serious drama recently, but I didn't see it. I know that he
Everybody
got a
Loves
lot of
Raymond.
praise. Yeah, the remake. Yeah, the remake of Everybody Loves Raymond, where he cheats on his wife.
The gritty remake, like Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Like the remake of that where he's like a mob dealer.
I thought Everybody Hates Chris was the reboot of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
That's so funny. He just becomes Benjamin Button. He goes back to high school.
Yo, I want to know what Ray Romano's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond. What the fuck happened to that guy?
He was in Transformers. That's the
He was in
last time I saw him.
Transformers.
Not Transformers, sorry, the Ninja Turtles one.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's decent then. That's okay.
Mhm.
That's a good notch
That's
on
the
your belt.
last on my belt? Why is that on my belt?
On his belt, because you're
Oh.
this gentleman's proverbial belt.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't want to be associated to that.
So, if I may I hop in with some opinions?
Of course.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
I could definitely feel the Apatow influence. The pacing of the film felt like he definitely had his fingers in there in terms of like how the story developed. He doesn't necessarily follow like a 3-act structure. It's always kind of balanced really weird. None of his movies kind of go like 20 minutes of building, 20 minutes of this. Like this movie like very much climaxed in the last 5 minutes and cut off. Like it was very written in an Apatow style that way, and that's why I liked how it was shot because it was a basic like 3-camera shoot. It was just showing the basic combo angles, but it was unique every time. At least it wasn't just like sitcom, normal rom com. Sick of Bo, too much Bo. I was teasing before stream. I thought Raza literally. I thought it was a prank. I thought I was getting pranked with Bo Burnham. I was like, oh, he got me.
I actually
um,
screamed at my monitor. I was like, "Oh my, you're in this too?"
and Ray Romano for all the listeners. God damn, bro. Yeah, why Ray Romano drama acting comeback? Now I bet you he's a one type actor. I bet you can't play. He can't play anything other than a New Yorker. But he damn well did a good New Yorker.
Mhm.
So I also liked how the dialogue was paced. It felt very human. It felt very down to earth. I didn't feel like I was, as a writer, seeing like blah, 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 like a very Socratic, normal one person, one person, one person. The conversation felt fluid and bouncy and off kilter at times, and I enjoyed that. And then, so last detailed film geek thing that I noticed that I enjoyed is like watching a lot of movies when they do comedy clubs. It's really hard to make it feel atmospheric. It's always so stale when you have to set up the film setup, and the way they made the comics more personal, the way they included the audience in many of the shots and actually filled a fucking room instead of just using movie magic. I found it like it benefited those scenes because a lot of movies with comedy clubs, it's like, holy fuck, it feels it's so detaching right away. So I
That's a good
really like
point.
that about it. And then overall, the story was great. I'm sure we're gonna rant about that stuff later, but those were my main highlights of what I noticed.
But, yeah, I barely get the stamp of approval. Oh no, I think you both sort of like hit like basically said what I was gonna say, but I did feel like going into it was gonna be like, yeah, typical rom com movie more or less, but like it definitely it hits the the story beats of one, but then the twist happens and then it becomes something else entirely. That's what I liked about it. It isn't a typical sort of romantic comedy with all the other stuff. It's just like this. It's just like what other rom coms go through. They tell in the first act, and then it starts to like dwell onto like the into the actual point of the movie, which I thought was the was told really well, and it didn't feel like uh yeah, it didn't feel like also just a rom com a movie as well. Like it had like your whole family value you sing, the whole like the whole cultural thing too. So like there were layers, and I really appreciated how it took time to like peel it back and be like, okay, this is how all of it all of it goes together, and how it's so like complicated, you know, in his like how his life is super complicated, I should say.
I agree. I think that most of the characters are fleshed out. There's two characters though that I feel were kind of comical. One is his roommate, who is
Yeah,
a bad comedian,
yeah,
and he's just a loser. Like, you
right.
know, like I know how you feel. I got kicked out for selling weed when I was a teenager or whatever. And
That
the second
was
character is the racist in the when the parents first come to a show, and he's like, go back to ISIS. Like, which
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really enjoy that scene, but his character like is just like, I'm racist. I'm here to say this line.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah,
But her
yeah,
response is like the really good part of that scene. So, anyways,
yeah. I
mhm.
I I did like that. I did like how he like Kamal Ninjani uh handled that entire scene, because like leading up to it he was just like, oh, I'm headlining, blah blah, not being honest about that, but he's just like uh he's I did like how his awkwardness was sort of like helping it sort of become a lot less serious. Cause like he's standing there, be like, "Oh no, that's such a dumb joke," and then he starts going on with that. But then like she jumps in. Um, Everybody in that scene was great. Ray was super funny. He's like, if I'll kick your ass if my wife wasn't here. It was like it's his weird energy throughout the movie. That also had me too. But yeah, that scene, that character, I should say, was there to like just to be there.
Just to serve that purpose. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, Ray's line of like, "This elevator goes all the fucking way down."
Down, yeah.
It's such a because they're like hammering home that he's always making dad jokes that he thinks he's like dad funny, and it's like of course he gets mad and he uses the stupidest dad joke. I was like, that's good character writing. That's like very on
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I thought the scene was like in a progressive and good writing way. Like it didn't like go, oh, the mom's crazy. Oh, look, she had a mental breakdown. Look at this woman. It was very much
Mhm.
like, oh, she just got angry. She had a tough time. Like it was very
Yeah.
much like not. It was character defining, but not like some sort of hindrance or basic just little filter on top.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I thought she sort of like at the time, even when you first meet her in the hospital, but then you sort of get this passive aggressive, like feisty, like little ball of energy going on, and then when that scene happens, it's like okay, she's like going all like turbocharged now because that's like like a breaking point, and then the 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 aftermath of that, her entire arc in the movie was she was one of, I think she did a 180, a
Hmm.
whole 180, and then Ray Romano was like already 90 into it. He just needed a nudge. You know,
Her and Ray arguing in the hospital, like when they had that one intimate scene, it was like that's fucking acting class shit right there. That was like they're bouncing, the pacing was perfect. It seemed so natural. They were moving dynamically. It was like, oh my god, this is them making that shit. It's just one room, one camera. Like I like that a
I
lot.
I like the first interaction between him and Kamal. He's like, "So, what are your feelings about 9/11?" It's like, my feelings about 9/11 is like, it's a tragedy. We lost 19 of the guys. It's like that to me. That's like in my head. I could see me saying something as stupid as shit like that, but not as quirky. But so it just kind of cool like how like yeah he has this weird like this great dad and energy, and then how he's able to like sort of like because everybody's awkward as fuck in this movie. There's nobody who's not awkward. So him being able to like out awkward people in the scenes that he's in goes to show that he's like I do like that sort of like that light that light touch to all of his like grievingness of what's like his sadness of what's going on.
It's funny because you're kind of leaning into what I was thinking is that there's a good balance between the comedic aspects, but like real life in this movie. And again, going back to the ISIS shout out, like in a regular comedy, I feel like his character would have like crumbled and been like, "Oh no, this is like worst case scenario. Like I'm here with
Yeah,
my girlfriend's parents and like." But in reality, like you can't do anything. He's up on stage, the situation is playing out, and you can kind of
yeah,
just watch. And that's throughout the entire movie. When he freaks out, I love the scene when he goes and tries to order a burger with 4 slices of cheese,
yeah,
and he has that mini freak out, and the scene keeps going. as
Yeah.
where like you would have seen him like tip over the garbage can and then cut to next scene in a regular comedy, but then
Yeah.
you have to watch him be like, shit, like I made a mess. This dude's just doing his job, and
Yeah.
then you
I f-
get that real life awkward moment, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really character defining.
I feel like there are like I didn't like because not like I do. Yeah, Apatow definitely had a hand in the way things are look and shot in this because like there are like that scene. I feel like yeah, any other normal movie would have just ended it there. He starts yelling at them, but that's a very Apatow thing to show like the consequence of that immediate sort of like overreaction. Yeah, that's a lot of that's the reason why this is 40 is unnecessarily long is because there are scenes that show the consequence of what just happened and to a long runtime for a rom-com is also something that I have rarely seen by the way and but it went by like quite quickly because I did enjoy all that. But yeah, it just I feel like he has a lot of those scenes where it's like he does something and then the comedic effect is the aftermath. And these types of like
Mm.
is his type of dry humor movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can blame him for having Bo Burnham in this because Bo pops up in Funny People, I believe it is, for
Ye-
a sketch.
Okay,
It's a very small part, but
okay,
Apatow.
you're not picking that
Yeah, I'm
movie.
over the bow. I'm over
Yeah.
the
You're not
bow.
picking that movie.
So
Uh,
But
Raza,
can I have a
sorry.
comment about Bolo? About like I get that what I said in the last movie which we saw, promising young woman, which you should see the episode now. It's on our YouTube channel. But the reason why I called him cringe in that one is because he's acting, he's acting not himself, which great. Do your thing, King. You try to branch off. If it works, it works. I don't know if it did work in that movie, but in this one, he's literally a stand-up comedian. He's acting
Hmm.
himself. It's just like that normal Bo dipshit energy who's just like super fucking is a smartass to everybody, which is just like okay, this is the Bo I like. It's just like the scene that comes to mind is when they're trying to pitch a joke,
Yep.
and that roommate says something about dogs uh, getting a boner when they smell a drug at the airport, and then Bo says, "You know what would be really great if you just stopped doing stand up all together." I that was how he delivered that. How and he has multiple jokes like this in the movie, and then also the other thing I've never dreamed about hearing Bo Burnham say the word Pakistan. I would
Yeah,
never dream that. It's so
bro.
funny to me.
It's
So
like you're
fucking funny
in
to
this
me.
movie. You're in this movie, and you still
That's
didn't take the time to say it right. You know what I mean? I was surprised at that. I was like, yeah, he still leans into the Pakistan when
I
I found.
mean, it doesn't. I get. It doesn't matter. It's just like a thing. I guess I don't know.
So
I
it
guess
gets
he
the
was.
white people pass.
I guess he was directed to do that because there were a lot of other people who were saying Pakistan.
I guess you're right. So one thing I did notice on the same note, without jumping around, was Bo Burnham. They didn't show him he doing any fake stand up. Bo didn't get a stand up turn.
Yeah, he did.
When did
briefly, I think,
he
Briefly,
did?
yeah, he did.
because,
Yeah,
because there's that critic that's like getting them to. I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
remember anything he said, surprisingly.
yeah, same.
I wonder
But
if
I
there's
know
like contracting.
he had one too. But
Okay.
it was so. Um, uh, does anybody else want to talk?
Well, I just wanted to point out, since we're focused on Bo Burnham, I want to talk about we. I feel like we all realize when we see like, smaller actors in roles Like we talked about it heavily in Promising Young Woman because there was plenty of
Mm.
them. But David Alan Grier, um, he's the person that introduces them at the beginning when they're all going out on stage. I guess he's like the store owner or whatever. But
Hmm.
love that actor. You know, he was
Isn't he
on In Living
Living
Color,
Color? Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then there was spin-offs from that, like Blank Man, which is an underrated superhero movie to me.
Mhm.
And most notably from my childhood, he's the cop in Jumanji. And
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
like,
Okay.
I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of him, but there was a
Yeah.
lot of moving
Well,
parts.
when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, okay, he's in this. Cool. I'm already on board." I like how his first introduction, Kamal, it's like, did he just do real life coke or what? I was like, yeah, he just did that. He gets on stage, screaming.
Yeah,
on
you screamed
stage.
immediately. I love that actually.
I was laughing so hard at that scene, but um. I guess we can talk about the other aspect of this movie now, which I don't mind if I'm more interested about your guys'
I've
opinion
got
about
two
this.
direct questions that are like more they're for you, but it's not the what was the cultural experience. So the one was like on the same note I was talking about how to treat it the woman. I thought they did the mom well as well. I thought the
Yeah,
mom was
she's my
relatable,
mom.
but that's
She's
what I was gonna
literally my
ask.
mom.
So
Literally
that was
my mom.
the mom was relatable for you. The mom was well
Yeah.
done that way.
I was like, Mom, this is fucking you.
And then
The dad is also my dad too.
that's what I the follow up when they were at the baseball thing. I was thinking of your family. I could imagine like a whole skit of Raza being dragged to a baseball pen by one of his family members. That's
Yeah,
why I was
no,
like
it's
seeing this was like
it was the whole dining scene thing because like we do that, and then they're like, "Rosa, come here, have food. Let us talk about your stuff. What are you doing? Like, my parents think I like j- jerk off all day and watch movies here. So I see two. I shit you not. I have two monitors, and on this monitor, which I'm looking at, you guys are at. I I watch movies, and my main one, which is not facing the door, there's like he's obviously watching porn or something like that. But it's just like, yeah, I feel that sort of like I relate to it, but to a certain degree. As Panda said, he is older than us, so it's like it's still a generation above me, which
Mhm.
sort of like kind of cares a lot about that. But there's still like that pressure of us like I'm a special little snowflake when it comes to this whole thing because my parents aren't concerned about me dating you know, a white person,
Have
Mhm.
but
you
it's
dated a white woman? I'm asking the serious questions here.
oh yeah. But it's like I can still feel like oh it's the pressure is there. He has to lie about these things. It's fucking. I haven't done it myself because I don't deal with that. But it's just like it's like I can understand where he's coming from because like you with brown parents, you sort of have to hide a lot of stuff you want to do to bring out your own identity. And this is
Mhm.
what like he had a good speech about like why are you bringing your traditions here if you left that. And I was like that's how I think because it's like it doesn't make sense of why you're doing it like that. But how they portrayed his family was pretty good because it's like the modern Pakistani family, but
Mhm.
they're trying their hardest to keep their values in their children. You
Right.
can see it with the brother. You can see them trying to do it with him, but like, and that's the thing that happens a lot of the time. It's just like because it's a you come into a new country and your kids are gonna adapt to the new society they're in, but like obviously they're gonna still retain their own cultural practices, but it's just like a little
So
harder to do it.
I did have one thought along that line, and I was curious what your opinions are. Is like I thought for people who may not be aware of the modern setting as you're describing, that it was a very informing portrayal of how the arranged marriages work for someone
Yeah.
who may not, if because like at least I'm sure me and Panda at least have a concept of like, okay, and this is how it works in the modern era. But there's probably some Karen walking into that film, watching it, having no fucking clue how any of that works, and Lord knows the negative stereotypes that they had about it.
Yeah. I mean, it does because it's just like there is that stereotype and there isn't that stereotype. So it's, I don't. It's just it. We've come so far now that it's just like it depends on on like the family. Like obviously he's gonna have a because that's a pretty big stereotype, and obviously he's gonna have a family portray it because again this is a true story, right? This is what he had to deal with. But I just think it in a good way without making the parents look like you gotta do it this way. Like let him do his stand up. That's like a very like to me that's kind of a big deal because like my parents are letting me be a journalist. They're not saying, oh, you don't become a doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's fine. Bring disgraces to the family, but as long as you're happy, right? So that's what I that's how I look at it. They're letting him be open about certain things, but this thing they're like, we want control of this aspect, or we want to help you with this aspect, and that's something that a lot of us have to, deal with. Not me though, because I'm born great. I'm born ready.
It's
I'm
funny
born ready.
because it's the dynamic. I know it kind of sounds racist, but like my mind for some reason instantly went to Miss Marvel, and then when I was looking up this movie, the mom is literally the mom in Miss Marvel,
Yeah.
and so I was wondering if maybe because like there are a lot of similarities within the family dynamic, and I don't know, like obviously 2017 to now, there's been shifts,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No. Like. Uh. It's it's yeah. It's changed, but as I said, it depends on the family itself. You can have an ultra progressive one,
Right.
and be said no arranged marriage. You can do whatever you want to do, or you can have somebody who's just like they're still kind of progressive, but they're like we need to keep some traditions in
Right.
line. So it just kind of comes down to that. The dad, though, I found the dad because he's an
Hilarious.
actual a Bollywood actor. He's like a titan in the Bollywood
Okay,
industry. So he's
he
a
was killing
big
it.
deal. He's
He was
kill.
killing
So
it.
like how I look at things at that shit. If you're making it big in Bollywood, you're gonna start making it big in Hollywood, and that's why you have your Priyanka Chopras now. You have your Alia Butts in shit like that. You have your I'm saying a bunch of names. You guys are just flying over. I love
So,
it. Uh,
was there any inside joke? Because when he asked at the end, what was the movie you
Dude,
saw
at
with
the
mom?
end, the end scene, a palau. That's something a Desi mom would. She can be so mad at you, but she'd be like she needs to know if her son has eaten. That's like the typical thing. That's very. My mom will not talk to me for about a week or two, and then she'd be like, Raza, have you eaten yet? Have you? It's like that's like the stuff that I can relate to the inside, but the jokes part was just like how the dad said, "I hacked into your cousin's Facebook." I was like, "You hacked into his Facebook?"
And this
Just,
Tumblr.
I just told him just casually, just off the cusp like that. So it's like, dude, I was like, I can fucking see. And then my dad is doing a whole bunch of talk. When my mom wants to discipline me, she goes to my dad, and I could see that dynamic happening in there too. But the thing that I found kind of cool was like the brother. He was also really. He was like his like he could. I liked how his brother was at least kind of the the middleman, being like, you're do whatever you want, just don't make our parents mad by
Right.
marrying this white woman.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that dining scene, and then when he just freaks out immediately, he's like, "Oh, A white woman. I thought you were gonna say you had insurance fraud or something happening. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, ISIS too. Yeah, ISIS too.
Yeah.
But the family looks over at them. Oh yeah, it's and then I like how he goes downstairs and pray and doesn't actually pray. That's again something I would totally do, and I've
Yeah.
done.
So that yeah.
Also, a little tidbit for our fans: ice cream. The scene about where he says Burfi and ice cream. Burfi is like it's like a almond milk type thing, and it's like you can eat it like a popsicle. It's very good. I had one in Pakistan in the most uncleansiest restaurant, but it tasted so good. It didn't get sick though, so
Yeah. No hepatitis.
no hepatitis. Ate it. The guy took the popsicle stick off of the cement slab and then stuck it into this milk thing. And said, "Here, 10 rupees, please." I'm just like, that is 10 rupees spent well.
Yeah. So I got one more big rounded like commentary on it. Do you Panda? Do you mind?
Sure. I just want to throw out that I love the dad. He was hilarious. Like almost everything he said when it wasn't directly like uh, connecting with the family. Well, I guess even then it is. But when they're like, "Why don't you grow a beard? Or you need better style, like daddy style." Like, fucking killed me.
Again, this is something that's like this is something the shit that my dad. That's why I found it so cringy at the time. I was like, I'm living this.
His subtlety, that's his subtlety in the arranged marriage scenes were always like I loved his like little excitement whenever the woman was talking and like how stoked he was to listen to them. I was like, this is like really good little subtle additions to this.
It's like he did a good job at portraying him as like a little devil. Devil.
So oh shoot, what was the point?
What's your commentary, Bailey?
Oh, I had one big commentary and I lost it. I
Oh,
got too
sorry.
distracted by the fun stuff. It was another big. Oh, okay, I'm on. All right, Raza. I made it as a side joke, but so I commented this to Raza when I was first watching the film, and I feel like this is just the whole film was just alternate reality Raza. Like, if Raza was an Uber driver and a comedian, just like take his whole personality and just plop him in a different life situation. I saw it. It's like, this is him. So I really wanted to know, like, he walks around so awkwardly, like the way he's maneuvering the hospital with the family was like giving me his heebie-jeebies, the way he's like standing in the corner the whole time and shit. And is that how, if you had to operate in that hospital scenario, is that like how you would function? Just kind of like,
I would be like, I don't want to be here. I'll be awkward as fuck. But yeah, and that's the other thing. I literally saw myself doing all these shit because like this is the stuff I would do. Like the whole part was just like, do you want to watch a movie? That's something I would totally fucking do. And I would, and I have done that to someone. It was like, can we walk? I want to show you this great fucking movie. I forget which one it was, but like I've done that, and it's like looking inside, like looking outside in. I could see why she didn't call me.
no, and the big magnifying glass on Raza's life, because even using that scene, I was like, that is still Raza, because he's so ADHD, he's going to just watching the movie and then get distracted by having intimate relations.
Yeah. It's so weird because like when you see him after the stand-up scene and then he goes like they have sex and stuff, after that part I was just like, is this how I act? Is this me? This is bullshit. Not like he had game. He is better game. He's better. So kids, Riz. He's a Rizinator.
Yeah.
He's good Riz, but it's like the interactions with his parents. He sits there and then tries to talk about him. He's like, "You can go now." I was like, "That's fucking me. That's something I would totally say and do." I hate this movie. 0 out of 10. This is not. This is, I was saying, like, am I supposed to be entertained, or is this supposed to be like a self reflection? Because I was feeling anxiety while watching this movie because, like, yeah, a lot of my cousins are married and whatnot, and I'm the one of the few that aren't. So it's like, holy shit, is this like? I'm just gonna pause this and have a panic attack right now, and then come back. So, yeah, why don't we just watch movies that you guys can, have manic episodes over because it's so close to your life. This is not fun.
Yeah, I was thinking that about the table. If you're with the family, do you get seated alone on the lonely side of the table like that?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times actually. When I got suspended, they were just like, "Yeah, you don't even eat on our side." But the whole shunning of the mother, that happens quite a bit. But in cases here, it's the mom overreacting. Here, I can't speak about in Pakistan because it's a little more serious there. But here,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like the mom is overreacting, and like the kids are just like, "Calm down." Mom's and the dad's just like, there she goes again, losing her mind over her son not getting married. So it just, yeah, I just, yeah, I need to. I was, we're never watching a movie where he's the main character again. You
What?
understand that, right? We're never watching a movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I wasn't cluing into the joke because you don't want the existential crisis. All right, all right. I get it. I get it.
Oh, also, just to say one last thing, Panda, when you were saying this is me, I'm gonna apologize just to you, kind of, because I still stand with what I say. Bo Burnham in that pharmacy scene is
Yeah.
cringe it's hella cringe, all right, but I totally understand where you're coming from, where you see yourself in that character, because I
Right.
could see myself in this cringe, right? I was like, man, maybe Panda is right. Maybe these characters are better because you can put yourselves in those shoes.
Yeah, like you were saying with how like he puts on a movie and like sits there and he's kind of like watching her reaction. I do that too, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
relate to this character too,
yeah,
and
yeah.
um yeah, no, but like that's how I like to look at movies, right? Like if you can relate
Mm-hmm.
to the character, and then
Yeah.
when bad things happen, whether it's for the betterment of your enjoyment of the movie or to degrade the character, comparing
Mm-hmm.
these two movies that we've watched, it
Mm-hmm.
it helps, you know, maneuver through the twists and turns that you experience and
Yeah.
relating to your life and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, it just makes you understand the characters' like mindsets more, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to state is despite in this movie, and for some reason he did Stuber even, Kamal was never an Uber driver. So I don't know how that all worked into
Maybe
the
he was just
story.
like, I mean, I took some creative liberties, I guess. They were just like, oh, let's just put
Yeah,
that there.
yeah.
Yeah, and
But
I think they needed a reason for people to travel between all these scenes too. So
oh yeah.
easy
Yeah.
sub, but unfortunately leaning on a stereotype.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah. In this movie, yes, as where Stuber, which he did after this,
Which
um,
is what the you're the
it's
only person
intentional.
who I've spoken to who has like ever in my life, or since the movies come out, who mentions that movie.
Oh,
He
I
this
like
went under the
Bautiste.
radar.
Oh, this one.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
They're a great duo because again, you have like the shy awkwardness of like you got to man up, and then you have this manly man who like is
Yeah.
kind of soft on the inside a little bit,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right?
and he's all, as you said, he's an Uber driver in that one too, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I found that funny, and I looked up because I was curious. I was like, Uber wasn't around, so maybe he was like a taxi driver during.
Yeah,
One of his
I
notes.
just yeah it must have been like a comedic thing because like also how they did it in real life must have been not as interesting, so they needed to add that like the cinema emotional thing where it's like, oh, he's
Mm-hmm.
a an Uber driver, ha ha ha, stereotype, ha ha, we're hanging fruit,
Hashtag
um,
relatable.
actually, the scene where I was busting out laughing, was the one where he does his art show.
Oh right.
uh I was on the floor laughing my because that's something again, guys. I've done that to you, both of you. Be
Yeah.
like, so cricket. This is how cricket operates. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm bursting out in tears, and then he gets his roommate. Uh, I forget what he says. Like, this word means servant in our thing,
Yeah.
and I was on the floor fucking laughing at this. Like that's again, uh, uh, like laughing my ass off because that's like it's so relatable. Where it's like, oh well, Raza, this is totally you. You would do a 5 point presentation about partition if you would. So yeah, I just he killed it. He's been doing good. He's ever since I discovered him from Silicon Valley. He's been doing very good, very good. At the TV show, Bailey.
No, I'm
And
just
he's
trying to.
ripped now.
I don't know
He's
where
ripped
I
now. Yeah.
first found out about him. I knew about him for a minute now. I first saw this movie, and I know this is how a lot of them, like him and the family, got a whole bunch of like they got all their bigger jobs since then. I thought like this Big Sick was his breakout into like proper big ass produced movies.
Maybe because like he's been yeah because like well TV show I guess it's Silicon Valley TV show.
Yeah,
He's in.
there's sprinkles. He had a
Yeah.
lot of small parts. Like he played a pizza guy here and there,
Yeah, but
cable
he's been
guy.
like dude brown like brown man a representative up in this ish man fucking Pakistani too. There's not many of us on in 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 Hollywood, so it's fucking go, man. This is my
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther. This movie's my Black Panther. Same here too. What's up? It takes like forever. I don't know. Look, it's not this. It's something.
It's like, don't forget to rate me 5 stars.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, but ultimately this movie was. Oh, and the girl. Okay, so the girl the magic trick girl. I thought there was going to be something there because
Mhm.
it was this movie is long, so there's a lot going on, right? So I thought there was going to be that sort of like issue there. Now she's still. Are we in spoilers, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we been, bro. Come
I've
on.
been dancing around the word coma for like I guess the beginning of the
We've
podcast.
been talking about the ending. We talked about the dad. What do you
No, but
mean?
the actual like
I'm
Event.
teasing. I'm
twist.
teasing. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Little bit of
So
twist.
when she's in when she comes out of a coma or she's in a coma, I forget when, but he meets this girl again, which his parents have arranged to meet, and then she comes over, does the magic trick with the 20, and they meet, and he drops her off. I thought that was gonna go somewhere too,
Right.
and it would have added another sort of like because at that point we're still like 40 more minutes left in the
Hmm.
movie. So I thought, okay, they're gonna have this, they're gonna throw this in the mix. A lot of drama is gonna happen, but I just thought they're gonna add some more tension in the romance from that because it's my head went there.
What's interesting is when he finds out that she's in a coma, he slept with someone. And
Hmm.
like given they were separated, right? Like this isn't one of those friends debates. We were on a break. Um, that was like the whitest fucking reference ever. Um, but but I was surprised that like he like obviously again there's the realistic aspect where he's a dude and he has that magic trick of his own where he writes their name on a napkin and he picks up a girl, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, later on having that girl where he has the setup date and like
Yeah.
you could feel that there was a connection there.
Yeah.
Um, so
It
I,
was
I
like, yeah.
there's a few aspects of this movie I'd like to hear like a woman's take on, like how they view it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there
Mm-hmm.
was another instance I was trying to think of.
Well, I think
Maybe I'll.
slightly again. I
Oh,
think it's how they humanize the marriages, just again because the women weren't just like, oh, here's another throwaway one. But sorry, go ahead. My bad.
no, it's fine. Uh, yeah, I'm curious how that girl you brought up, Raza, or woman, how women in her position perceived that character. If it was a little dramatic, I mean, obviously she's like, I watched a few episodes of the X Files and it's a terrible show.
Yeah.
Like heartbreak because like you were like the perfect woman until that moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like because his whole goal in the beginning of the after tells his brother like I'm dating a white girl, he says like you have to ghost her ass, otherwise mom is gonna ghost you, right? So it's just like I thought, okay, she's probably gonna be in half of like this woman, Vic- Emily. Emily is going to be in like a like half of the movie, and then the other half is going to be the other girl. But then, in my head is like in real life, he's married to uh, the person who's playing Emily. So it doesn't that story wouldn't make sense. But yeah, I felt like there was something there, and I feel like he may have explored that, and I don't know. Or outright saying he could have cheated on his wife many
Yeah.
times.
Well, given that's why I brought up the fact that he slept with that girl at the bar, and
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
later it comes up. Literally, he has the conversation with Ray Romano's character, where he's like, "You won't truly know how much your partner loves you until you cheat
Until
on
you cheat.
them."
He's like, I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be cool.
And like technically, he did cheat on her at that point, even though they were broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that
But
scene
their
because
whole
they.
rule though, their whole like they're not together, immediately got broken up, and then red flags, red flags. I was like, okay, that they clearly had some sort of
Mhm.
commitment there. But sorry, Billy.
No, I was just gonna say that one. I noticed they paid a lot of attention to detail and a lot of the continuity of stuff, and I noticed that particularly because they just didn't. He's usually a good guy. He didn't like they didn't show him off her to drive her home or like write a note or Lord knows he just kind of fucked off and left her in the bed according to the movie. I was like it's been pretty thorough the entire time. This was the one they just kind of like all right, and he's on to the hospital now.
Yeah.
I, I mean, I'm sure they may have filmed that, and they were
Mm.
just like, it's unnecessary. He probably woke her ass up and was like, "My
Get it
friend's
out.
in the hospital. You gotta
Yeah.
go."
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. That's an easy one.
Something
That's an
I would
easy.
totally do. Be like,
Yeah.
stay here. I'm gonna go to the actually, I don't know who you are. I'm gonna go to the hospital. Bag 'em and tag 'em, boys. No, but yeah, I don't think that's how. I mean, it probably split up after the fact, but it's
Oh
just
yeah.
it's just weird, and the whole hospital part was kind of cool. I did it like it was a nice twist. It's not in that point the movie sort of turns on its head. It isn't about simple heartbreak now. She has a rare fucking disease.
Hmm.
That's like okay, this movie is now something completely different. So I thought that was very nice how it's like not a typical and that's what I meant from the beginning of the podcast. It isn't. I don't think it's a typical one. It has is a template of one, but there's still a lot like it 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 goes off on its own like tangent.
Hmm.
So, were
Yeah.
there any negatives anyone felt?
I'm trying to think.
I get a little tired of the Apatow pacing. I didn't mind it at all. Like, I didn't think it made it a bad film. And I enjoyed how everything was tied together, but sometimes it was like, okay, it's a little in this hospital a while. There's a lot of things in this world that you could show me a bit more of, maybe more of the family. I don't know. I just felt like you could fill in other space with more activities rather than just awkward Kumail. But it kind of was the charm of the movie, so I'm conflicted there. But at times I found myself like, okay, I'm getting a little bored, little predictable.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm basically in the same camp as that. It's just pacing ultimately. Apatow is a weird, even though it isn't done by him, but it's just like his influence is there.
Right.
There's scenes which I don't think were needed. Other than that, it just the the way the movie was told had some flaws, but acting wise, everybody was good.
Again, like I no hate to the actress, but the main love interest, um, I thought she was a fucking bitch when she woke up, given she was on drugs, and I know they were
Yeah,
broken up,
yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know if that went that way in real life, but I felt like it was the generic, like, okay, I'm heartbroken. I did my all. I was here for her, and she instantly was like, go away. So now I'm gonna fix my life, and then she's gonna show up again, and then we're gonna live happily ever after. It was a little cliched.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There was a lot of there was some of that I should say going on because yeah, there were story beats which I was predicting. I was like, they're gonna make up, but the scene where they go to her party at the end and he
Mm-hmm.
presents her a bag of shit again,
Becca shit.
A
a
bag
bag of
of
shit.
devotion, Raza. A bag of devotion.
Devotion. Again, this is why Raza doesn't like watching these movies because he sees himself doing stuff like that, and then he
Burning
looks
photos and putting them in a jar. I thought it
in
wasn't
a
bad. It was
jar.
funny. It was funny.
No,
It was
that's
funny.
kind of, I didn't go that far. It's just like that to me shows that like, oh, if it's not just me, there's a whole swath of brown dudes out there that think like that, and that's the reason why this movie did so well.
Again, hashtag relatable, bro. Hashtag relatable. There's
Hashtag relatable.
many a
Our
mans who
next
bring
movie is Goon, by the way.
I could see Raza bringing a little presentation board with stickers on it and everything. I could definitely see that happening.
You can see it. I've done it.
The slight twist did get me. Like you bring that up, I thought that's it. I thought it was just gonna be a sad ending to the movie. That's what I thought. It was such a big deal of a movie. I thought it was just gonna be she
Yeah.
tells him off, and then he goes to New York, and then that's the movie ends with him telling the story. Is what I figured. I thought it was gonna be very Seinfeldy. It was gonna be like, oh, I've
Oh,
got this
okay.
movie idea. I was like,
Okay.
and then she came back. I was like, okay, that was sweet. That was well done. And then it calls right back to the first convo. I was like, all right, I don't hate this. That was kind of adorable.
Right.
Yeah.
See, personally, that's one of the negatives of being so encapsulated by pop culture is because all the marketing for this fucking movie was like the true life love story of this actor and his wife, and they
Hmm.
wrote it together, and it was like, so like the initial trailer obviously didn't say that. I think it was like based on a true story,
Yeah.
and then it was like all the talk shows they talked to him. And they
Mm.
were like, so you and your wife wrote this story about how you met. And it's like, so you're just giving everything away. But
Yeah, touche.
again, it's nice that I assume Raza, you weren't aware of this
I
factor.
was.
Oh, okay.
Who? Like,
Of them being married and it being their.
I follow him on Instagram, so it's like he was talking about it like
Okay.
way back when. So I was like, okay, I knew that, but for some reason, I forgot what she looked like, so I thought Emily was his actual wife in real life.
Oh,
I knew
Oh.
that this is a movie about something involving him, but I was like, oh no, that's Paula Dano's wife. Okay, I get
right,
it.
right. Well, at least Bailey got to experience it with going in
Yeah,
blind, which is
his
Yeah.
cherry
nice.
was popped, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I found out in post as I was preparing the clips for the show. I was like, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more
How'd you
sense.
find out?
Just because I was preparing the clips for the show and I was lining them up and they were doing all the interviews and I was like,
Oh,
it
but
makes
aren't the post
sense.
credits? The credits at the end.
Oh, it's clicked out, Klon. I'm out of there, dog. I'm a child of the internet. Who's fuck
You
fuck
are.
that? I'm gone, bro.
Then how do you watch post credit scenes of all the Marvel movies?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because like a tidbit at the end of the credits, that was a nice little jerk off there. I was just like, okay, cool. They they sent us home happy. That's what I'm
Yes,
trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a happy ending.
right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I was cute. It was like, okay, this is very
It was
cute,
adorable.
right?
Yeah. And again, he gives us a brown dude's hope.
Hope to snag
This
more white woman, eh? That's
this
what
is
it's
my
just.
shit. Wow, someone's gonna clip that and put it on like 4chan or something.
So Bailey, what you're saying
What
is
you
that
got? The brown man is taking away right.
That's so
Not
jokes.
woman.
So Raza, you're saying you want to dilute your
You want to not see when I get a purebred dog, that means purebred dog. All right.
Oh God, you're getting now that's risque. Oh shit. Okay. So then, if you guys are cozy, I'm gonna throw on the next ad, and then we go to buy it, rent it, skip it. Or does anyone have any final thoughts they would like to deliver?
This movie got a fun fact about this movie. It got nominated for an Academy Award for writing.
did.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I guess brown people are coming up in the world. Mm.
Woo.
We're slumdog
Yay.
millionaires now.
Are we doing the rating system, or did you say we're going to do that after?
That's the buy. Yeah. That's the buy it,
Okay.
rent it, skip. We're gonna throw an ad. We go there.
Just making
Cozy.
sure. Yeah.
All right.
I
All right.
I rented it. I Amazon Prime rented it in UHD. So,
I
answer's there.
totally did. Okay, we're put the phone on the ads. Our mics are off. First time here, not sure what we do. It's okay, hence the name. It's Marching into Madness. It gets a little hectic. We're developing a whole network of content. So if you're watching us on Twitch, we're also on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we're also on Spotify. Watching on Spotify, we're also on TikTok. Where on each of these platforms, you'll be able to get a variety of content. You like video games? Tune in with us as we have a relaxing time. You want to hear about some news? We got that too. Same podcast feed, same-ish, different day. Well, you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So why not jump in a little deeper? We'll see you there at the depths of the ocean.
Could you imagine if Jeff Bezos
Life.
was your dad? Did the amount of child neglect you would have to endure because he has
You
no.
could have anything.
Yeah, you can have everything, but just no dad because he's too busy being the greatest spaceman.
But what if you had the best nannies? You know,
You're
like
right.
you can literally
Yeah.
get the best nannies money can buy, and what if you have one that's just like a grandma to you? And
I don't
all
know how
right,
he's framing this. If you could have one, like they're commodities. Grannies, good ownership of grannies.
Is this a statement on
If
how
you're
like
rich, you could buy the grannies.
statement on how like most Americans were brought up? You know, they weren't actually raised by their parents, but they were raised by some foreigner that was being exploited.
what was that?
That's essentially.
Atlanta? Was Atlanta the show I'm thinking of where they had an episode
think
about
so.
that?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That shit was trippy. That was a very trippy episode.
Yeah.
That show
Uh-huh.
is like top 10 for me.
That show makes my white friends hella self-aware. They get really self-aware. It makes me feel bad.
It's needed,
'Cause I'm-
bro. They do a good job of exposing
'cause I was
it from
like,
the very
oh, you
first
guys have had it
season.
rough. Y'all just get self-aware every day by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Posture check.
We're postured up. We got it. There you go. There you go. All right, so I'll do the intro thing. We'll get right back. So, welcome back, internets. We're at the last bit of our show, so thank you for tuning in thus far. Again, we got a few other episodes. We got more coming. You want to watch more movies? They're there out there. We're both on our audio version on Spotify, and they're on YouTube. Now, what we use as our rating system, we do buy it, rent it, or skip it. It's a little bit cliche and old, but it's a good way
We're
to
gonna have a
approach it.
graphic of that soon. We're gonna have a Blockbuster sign being like rent it, buy it, or skip it. And if you pick skip it, he shoots himself in the head.
It's a little...
No, it turns into the Netflix logo.
Yeah. I like that better. So, who goes first? Bebe first?
Sure.
Bebe first. Bebe thinks it is... I would buy it. I would buy it. I would add it to the collection based on... I'm going to steal Panda's wording. I thought it was a good, like, modern romance. So if you're looking to have a catalog of rom-coms and shit like that, it would be a good additional drama to add to the kit. But I don't think it's the best ever, but I think it's worth adding to collection.
Right? When you buy something, don't you buy it for the sake of it being the best thing ever?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
totally. I love every single movie I own.
Yeah. Yeah, Raza,
Hey.
your library of video games, you know what I mean? That's I could just
I
it's
have
the same
regrets.
thing.
I have regrets.
No
I have
No
regrets.
regrets.
I wish I could return some. That's why I have Game Pass now. Yeah.
Okay.
Raza?
No, I'd rent it. Because it's a movie that like, it's great. It's a great movie, but the feel, that umphness, the magic, is sort of there after the first couple watches, and then you're just like, okay, you get the gist of it. There's no there isn't something you need to uncover. So after the first couple watches, like, okay, I'm good on this. Great love story, great fucking writing, great everything. But I get it. I just don't need to watch it again, or own it per se.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think there's enough talent in this, and it's one of those movies where, like, I literally watched it today, and I low-key kind of want to rewatch it. Just, like, not right now, eventually down the road. So if I come across it, it's been a few years since it's been out, so I might find it for cheap at, like, Shoppers Drug Mart or Walmart. So I'd probably add it to my collection. And, yeah. And, yeah, Raza, like you were saying, Kamal is, like, a rising star in my eyes. And, yeah, he's been in a Marvel movie, but we don't have to address that movie. But, I just can't wait to see what he does, because he seems like a good guy. He's funny, and I don't think he's done anything bad aside from Immortals.
Eternals.
Eternals, whatever. Who cares?
He was in Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
That was a good movie. I had thoughts in that one. I like
It's a
that
good
one.
movie.
I got really big during that one. I was gonna say, I liked him in that murder mystery show.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Will Arnett, where it's improv,
Yes.
and the movie came out like last month or 2 months ago with.
No, it was a
Jason Bateman.
Christmas special.
Christmas special.
Yeah. Of Murderville.
Murderville, yeah. Jason Bateman's in it.
Will Arnett, the lead.
The main guy, yeah. And I forget the other the other two people. But yeah, it's a great. I like his episode. Kamal's episode was actually very fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like I think there was like all of the episodes were kind of jokes, but his was like the best of the best. Because like he's making him do like this weird like movement. So it's like I did enjoy that movie quite a bit, or show quite a bit. You can watch that, Billy. Sharon Stone's in it. Marshawn Lynch is also in it too.
Oh, watch anything with Marshawn Lynch. All right, there. I'm sold. Done.
He is hilarious. Like, I didn't know who that guy was, and then he appeared in that show. Yeah.
He's an ex-football. He was a big football star when I was a football meathead. So he's like, he was hilarious then. He was famous for sitting in interviews because they wouldn't let you not go to the press conferences. So he'd sit there in the press conference and he'd just be like, I'm only here so I don't get fined. And he'd just sit there and be a prick all the time. It's amazing. But I digress. I have one more important question before we close out this episode, boys. One very important question that we ask ourselves every 2 weeks. Raza, was Tom Cruise in this?
No, but Bo Burnham was. We should change it to that instead.
Was Bo Burnham in this?
This fucking movie.
That's for me.
I can do that one instead. If you watch a Tom Cruise movie, we all have to do the podcast drunk.
Okay.
We gotta be.
I guess I gotta pick a Tom Cruise movie.
Not this one, but like
all right. So
edging.
yeah, no, that's you're the weakest edger ever, bro. You're bad at edging.
You had a beer on Friday. You were edging the entire stream. This is pop, first of all. This is.
I wasn't claiming to edge. I wasn't participating in the edging. I was just trying to come as near to the close as I could, to the finish as I could. You know,
buddy. I'm on the cusp. I'm like. The dam is bulging now at this point, right? But I'm holding strong.
You guys, you gotta stop. I'm turning blue.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this week. And then I'm going to throw in movie magic here again. Here's what the next one you're going to watch. Otherwise, we appreciate you stopping by. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, we also have a audio version. You can find us on Spotify, same-ish, different day. We also do a podcast, and you can listen to that there. Also, we live stream this. Tune in on our Twitch or our YouTube every Monday, and recorded versions should be Friday unless I get too busy. You can also be on the TikToks and Instagrams, where you can find almost daily useless content that Raza works very hard at making, and it is hilarious. Panda here has a link tree. You can find it in the description. This gentleman will be creating mutual content in the future. But for now, you can check out his 5 billion Instagram accounts and give him a follow.
Yep.
Raza, you got any final notes?
I'm just very happy that brown men like myself are getting the representation we deserve, or we need. I just can't wait for the North American a remake of Three Idiots.
Yeah, let's hope they never do that.
I think it's in the cards though. That's what I've been hearing rumors about it.
Yeah, and for the live stream watchers, we're going to be flipping over. We're going to chat for a second for like half an hour. We'll hang out.
We're going to talk about dudes.
We can be casual now. We can break. Go ahead.
Okay. Wine Mom over here is trying to get me to dip.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What? Our
It's
own
a
mother?
show.
What is this? Mom?
It's a show.
Mom's
We have
taking...
rented him out for the next 2 hours. All right.
Yeah, jeez, what is this?
I won't be surprised if like you go back and watch that recording and my phone is just
I
Hello.
you guys talking shit.
Yeah, you're just walking in and stealing
Yes, I
our
am.
best friend.
Yes,
Why is this?
because I've been patiently waiting for 2.5 hours.
This is what recording is.
Listen, you guys want to chat shit on your own? Listen, I've been waiting. Okay, I was a good girl, mostly quiet. I've been waiting.
We do a 2.5 hour long show. This is just how it works.
Is that so, Bailey?
Yeah, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. If you want to drag
Uh
them,
huh.
if you want to drag them away, you have to pay Raza tribute in some way. Raza requires tribute for
Yeah, you have
call
to watch
Raza,
the
passes.
movie
sweetheart,
we just saw.
listen, Raza, send me a text message. Whatever you need, I got you. Now give me back
Oh,
my Cody. I
Bailey,
have
That's
things to
not
do.
tribute. That's not tribute.
I'm
That's
easily
not
bought.
tribute.
I'm easily
That's...
bought, Bailey. I'm easily bought.
Can we have our friend for 15 more minutes, Mom?
Mom,
You
please,
can have
mom.
him. You can have him for as long as it takes me to drive over to his place. That's all you get.
We want Mom. Mom, we're taking him for 15 more minutes so we can talk about zombies, okay?
Okay, Cody, I'm getting in the car. I'm gonna text you when I'm there.
In a Kona, in a 4x4
I'm gonna
Kona.
hop in the Kona. I'm gonna hop
It's
in the
coming to you.
Kona, and I'm gonna hoopty on over.
That
And you
small
better
uphill drive with that
listen.
all-terrain
When I
suspension
text
going on
you,
there.
that I'm there, you got 2 minutes, pal.
or what?
Or I'm gonna start honking on the horn. Then you're gonna be real sorry.
That's
You're gonna have to
rude.
deal with whatever happens.
Yeah,
I
you know what
know.
will happen? Your dad will come out, and then I think you'll be upset.
I don't like
Hashtag
anything
bad
like this.
mom. Hashtag bad mom. See, she
Listen.
left for milk. She left for milk, Raza, and look at what changed. Look how much
Oh,
it changed her.
I said I was gonna come. I
One
literally said in chat I was gonna join the next movie time. So don't be dramatic, or I won't come
one
back.
one pack of bogeys, and look at what mom treats us like, bro. It's like we've never existed, fam.
Listen,
I
that's
just want
not
my
the truth.
chips from the store.
Cause
I told
listen,
my
that's
chips. Where are my chips at?
listen. It's not the truth because Raza makes sure that he makes contact with me on a regular basis, unlike some people. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Raza,
Raza.
Raza likes every single story I post on Instagram. Where's Bailey? A text once in a blue moon to yell at me about something.
To yell at you about something. Oh my
Yeah, to
god.
try and make me talk about my feelings. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, how dare you ask how I'm feeling?
Yeah, who
Oh,
the fuck does
yeah.
that?
What kind of abusive ass mom are you? Been drinking too much wine, mom.
Listen, I'm not gonna disclose.
Stop trying to
I'm not
love
gonna
me.
disclose.
I hate
Listen,
it when you love me. Why
I'm
do
not gonna
you do this
disclose.
to
I'm not gonna disclose what I've been up to. But as I said, Cody, you have until I get there.
Great. So like 7 minutes.
No, I have to change my pants. I have to
me?
change
Seven
my
minutes and
pants.
30
You
seconds.
gotta change
No,
her
it'll be
pants.
like 15 minutes.
She's got to get
Okay.
the pants that can hold the mini wine bottles in them. That she's got to make sure that she's ready
Exactly,
to go.
bitch.
You drink wine out of a box?
No, I drink 2 bottles of wine at a time.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how we do it. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
I need to start doing that. That too.
Anyways,
After my
goodbye.
edging days.
Listen,
Bye.
enjoy the little bit of time you have. I'm coming to pick them up.
All right.
Bye, Mom.
From kindergarten.
I
That's
know.
That's it. Okay, goodbye,
I
boys.
don't want to
We'll talk
go.
later. Okay, bye. Say goodbye before I hang up on you. Say goodbye.
Bye, wine mother. Wine mom.
Bye,
Bye.
Mom.
Bye.
That was chaos.
All right. So, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can I just say I don't like the show anymore? With this bullshit liberal propaganda. No, I'm kidding. It's actually really good. I'm sorry. I'm really enjoying. I just finished watching the last episode, like 2 hours before podcast. Because last night, bro, I rewatched the movie, watched all the last 2 episodes of The Last of Us, and then Bailey, your head is scaring Can you move back with the camera? Scare the shit out of me. It's
Reminds
just
me
like
of those
half of
90s commercials, like
yeah.
pizza pops. What?
Yeah.
Half of the frame is this crescent moon looking at me.
What do you think, Raza?
Don't
Can
do
you
that.
tell me more about The Last of Us, please?
Don't do that. I can see inside of his. I hate that his camera is so high def. I can see the pores now. Fuck. But it's good. I did like. I didn't like the. I get why people said episode 3 was the best. Like was like, I did like that. It was great. But Reza has a bias.
Mhm.
The episode that's like this last episode, episode 4, they're at my favorite part of the game, and I really enjoy how they did this.
Okay.
I really because like Bailey, when you play the game, there's an apartment scene and an apartment level, and that's like The Last of Us premiere combat in that level. But that entire episode, I was watching the show. The actress playing Ellie is now, in my opinion, out acting Pedro Pascal. She's literally, she's now her. I'm more interested in what her sarcastic responses are. Like the dynamic is cool, but it's just like okay, the show is now carrying on this 15-year-old girl's back, and I'm
Oh,
here
yeah.
for it.
Bailey, are you caught up?
I didn't see this episode 4, but I don't really care about spoilers that much.
Okay, but you did see 3.
Yeah, up to Bill.
Okay.
Bill and Frank, which I thought Nick Offerman, bro. Nick Offerman coming with the fucking drama role. Like, god damn.
Okay.
Again, acting classes. It's like he killed it, man.
And that entire scene is different in the game.
I haven't seen Severance yet. I think it's called Severance.
You need Severance? Homework. That's your whole homework tonight. Put your homework to it.
It's a series, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, like, you want me to watch 10 hours of a show in one night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I will, but, like,
dude,
why mom...
this show, Bailey, you should go watch it too. I don't give a fuck.
So, anyways, people are talking about this new trend of Parks and Rec characters who are transforming into serious actors with weird worlds around them.
Aubrey Plaza in White Lotus. Adam Scott.
I've seen that.
I'm not caught up on it, but yeah, it's pretty good. And then Adam Scott in Severance, and then Nick Offerman in Last of Us. Yeah, the B line of Parks and Rec, because A line is Leslie Nope. There's in the hierarchy. There's the A line and the B line, but the B line of Parks and Rec is right now carrying TV, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I saw those TikToks and I thought they were funny, even though I'm not a Parks and Rec stan, where people did like super cuts to make it seem like put the shows together, so that it was like Ron Swanson getting prepped up, and then all of a sudden the apocalypse happens. I was like, okay, these are good bits. I don't mind these. The Last of Us, either way, I do like the cinematography of it, like the effort put in. Clearly a lot of practical effects. They're balancing it all well, so none of the CGI looks gross.
Right.
I enjoy how it's all done. I just don't find it like super amazing. I'm stoked and I'm watching it because it's timely and I'm engaged. It's nice to watch, but it's like I'm not freaking out like everybody else is.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of practical props, last night, Raza, you might have noticed this, but when they're driving, they pass a pile of like burnt corpses.
Yeah.
And they show up for like 2 seconds. And like my mind always goes like, think of the hours that someone has put into this prop just to have them show it like briefly.
For 2 seconds, yeah.
Right.
I've had friends who have worked on Star Trek, and they're like they have made stuff on the set, and it's only they spent like a good like 2-3 days working on a piece,
Mhm.
and they put it on the set, and it's only being shown for like less than a second.
William Shatner comes in and just shatters it.
Shatters it all like fuck your shit. Hurt me. No, but
We're back
yeah,
to this.
yeah. But I do like the way it does now make sense of why they're telling the story this way, because the whole Bill and Frank thing is completely different. That that was a good like a good thing. I was like, okay, they did it tastefully. At least it isn't like bad different. It's like okay, it's they're still showing depth to him, but they're also showing some like why he's like why he is like he is.
I think that the video game is a lot more depressing when you look at it overall. And that's why that episode works so fucking good, is because it shows some fun. Like, even before Frank shows up, it's like going to Home Depot and getting all these resources and some rock music and, you know, prepping for the
Yeah.
apocalypse.
Yeah,
And then you get like some stuff and then some fun. I mean, there's more than different
yeah.
types of
I
fun.
did. Yeah, there was a lot of different types
But
of
the
fun.
strawberries, like I put myself in
Yeah.
their shoes and like imagine it's been like 15 years since you've had a strawberry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Imagine what that fucking would be like, right?
Yeah, you just it's and like I did like how they injected Joel and Tess in there, because they don't really explain how
You know each
they're
other, right?
they know each other in the
Yeah.
game. So I did like, oh, they do it like that, and then Frank is like that common, like he's like the thing that melds them together. So I did like a lot about like they added depth, because in Frank, all you know in the game is Frank and him have falling out, and that's it. They don't really go too much.
Well,
Yeah,
the
'cause that's-
notes,
The note, yeah, the note,
Yeah.
but like
they elaborate
Uh,
a little bit more, but yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I know I haven't played it, but then I was thinking like I presumed it didn't also tell you in the games. It didn't tell you why Bill was like so pissy towards Joel. I presume in these notes was Bill like also aggressive towards Joel in the game as well.
I kind of want to tell you, but I kind of also want you to play this
Alright.
because this is like it is important. His emotions and his reactions are important to the
Okay.
story of the game
Fair.
is telling, but the show does a good job at sort of like humanizing why he feels that way.
Yeah, I like that. I objectively watching it, I like the weird Joel and Bill relationship where they kind of fucking annoyed each other but respected each other.
Yeah. It just
Okay.
and again, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but before I head out, have you guys watched
Yeah.
anything else recently that you enjoy?
I've just been playing games. I've bought Dead Space and I've been playing that. So,
Ooh, that's a good call out.
yeah.
No, nothing too crazy. I'm just eternally
yeah.
on YouTube.
I'm watching Suits again. There
Fair.
you go. Yeah. Fucking love that show.
I've
I'm
been learning
hyper
about useless shit about how shitty Crystalia is and shit like that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about him.
he's pretty shit.
Pretty
Forgot about
shit.
him completely.
Yeah.
I watched Wakanda Forever.
How'd you like that?
I enjoyed it. There's some tweaking I would have done, but it was one of the better projects of like this phase
Yeah.
4, 5.
I think it's 5 now. Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
5. I did like it up until like the last fight. It got like.
Oh, I really liked the last fight though.
It became like, oh, this is a Marvel movie. I forgot we're watching a Marvel movie.
Fair.
But everything up to that point was like, it didn't feel like I'm watching a superhero movie. It actually felt something different, something that stood out.
Right.
But yeah, I just felt. Oh, I saw That's what I saw. The Raid. That's what I saw.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
For like the 20th time in like so long, but it's fucking. I'm gonna watch The Raid 2 again at some point this week, but it just. I really like these movies that come out and they're just fight sequences for like 2 hours. Give me more of that, but then also put them in giant robot suits, and then I'm jizzing.
there
I'm
was
fucking ready.
a trailer that dropped. I don't know if I sent it to either one of you for not Gundam. I'm blanking on it right now. But while I have this blank slate, thank you for having me. And I'm gonna check out. And I hope
All
you guys
right.
have a great night and get something in your stomachs aside from alcohol, Raza. No, I'm just kidding.
I got chicken somewhere.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. And
Yep.
yeah, if you need help with like a subject, Bailey, but I guess we can all converse together.
Yeah.
If
All
you
right,
need
yeah, I'll
one.
message in the Discord. I'll need a little bit
It's
of inspo.
February, so
So
like do Black History Month type thing.
we could do the one where Chadwick Boseman plays fucking Jackie Robinson.
I've seen that one. It's not that good.
Oh,
It's not that good.
what was it called? Like 2021? No.
Yeah, it was good,
Oh
but
no,
I'll find
Jackie
something
Brown.
better.
Have you seen the movie where he plays not Jackie Brown? The singer.
Marvin Gaye, not Marvin Gaye. Same generation.
James
Same
Brown.
generation. James Brown. Thank you.
That's
All
what I
right.
saw.
Peace out, Afro. Bye,
Later,
guys.
Afro. Thank you for
guys.
stopping
I'll talk to you
through.
guys soon.
Yeah, see you later, bro.
All right. Bye.
Do you want me to turn
yeah,
off?
we're still here.
Yeah, because
We're
I
still
can
here.
turn it
Hi,
off.
guys.
It's your call. We're at 2 hours.
Nargang and I are going to stand up and talk about our feelings. We're going to be like, hey, guys. Hey, crowd. We're going to send out some feelers out there.
Yeah,
Still on stream. Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
We're
So
supposed
are
to
you
still
hyped
be
to
on
play-
stream. Panda was just dipping, but it's up to Raza. But
I
sorry, what were you gonna
mean,
say?
well, we can do it for like a couple more
All right,
minutes.
let's shoot the shit for a little bit more.
So, Barry, are you hyped to play the Last of Us?
Yeah, I am. I actually am.
That's my boy. I play it
I'm good.
randomly again.
I'm gonna start getting into the flow. Like I'm gonna do a slower. Yeah, if you might have missed it while you were lurking, my mom came in here and stole Panda, and so then we're like, all right, we're gonna chill. But
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm gonna do the Last of Us playthrough to like tomorrow. I'm going to do just the listing stream, and then I'm gonna do stream on. I'm gonna start breaking them up and doing more, so that I'm ready for Last of Us. And Last
Why
of Us, I
don't
don't
you-
think. Not this weekend. Next weekend is when I think I start.
Why don't you do it on like a Saturday?
The stream, the video game stream, The Last of
Yeah.
Us. That's yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, because like then you can. There's like no pressure. You can just chill out, hang out. I'll be there, giving you anxiety till you're doing it wrong, and not leveling up. But yeah, it's gonna be good. It isn't that long of a game. There's like sections, so it's super organized for streaming.
Yeah.
So you
I fuck
can
with
like
that.
just do a section, and then boom, you're done.
Call it quits.
But yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna be like breaking Bailey's Last of Us. He's already into it now.
Mm-hmm.
He's absorbing a decade worth of fandom in the course of 2 months. So this is online.
I always wanted to one day. It's timely. We'll stream it on the weekend. The shows come out on the weekend. Whatever. Let's do
Yeah.
it. You know, and it's an amazing game.
Absolutely.
Afro 2. It's on the list. So
Have you been looking at anything into the Hogwarts Legacy stuff?
no, I'm also I'm too anti JK for that. I don't
Same
want to
here,
play
but
that.
I'm on Twitter, so I see the stuff.
It does look decent. I
involuntarily.
just don't.
It
Again,
doesn't
you know.
look decent. I played it. I played a review copy of it. It's Elden Ring, but with fucking magic attacks. That's what the combat is. It's a good looking game. Don't get me wrong, great looking game, but it's like super. It's not groundbreaking. In
Oh,
any
that's.
way.
You want to get nerdy into that shit? They were saying it. Did you see the stuff about Dragon Age? The leaks about Dragon Age?
Yeah. Oh my God. Never. What's it called again? Neverworld or something like that. That looks
Yeah.
super. And then I
And
saw
that
an
they're
article
saying
saying
they're
it
trying
may
to
have
adjust-
Soulborn combat.
Yeah, they're trying to make the combat. They said literally they're trying to make it feel like God of War-y. Like they're trying to make it. And it's like, this is not why people play this type of. You're gonna sink the franchise real quick, bro.
Yeah, it's just like God of War and Elden Ring and Dark Souls have inadvertently ruined gaming, and because everybody wants to be like that. It's like Game of Thrones has somewhat ruined fantasy-based TV because every show wants to be like that. So it's
Yep.
like it's just this whole like dodge rolling stuff is like it doesn't work in every game. So it's fucking
Yeah,
really
because
annoying.
it's the dodge rolling. Because so the big thing of their idea that they were trying to do, but it's obviously not going to work, is because the Dragon Age originally was the party management system. That was the big deal. It's the fantasy world where you're doing the party management. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to take the whole Atreus thing, the whole like
Yeah.
dynamics of like live action
Yeah.
and combo. It's like, oh God, like no, please don't.
Wasn't Dragon Age 2 like that though?
It was still very dungeons and not still. It was much closer to this, and that's why everyone's like,
Okay.
you're leaning into the wrong step. They had
Okay.
that, but apparently they want to go full good. They want to bring the camera down and everything. Like they want to change the whole gameplay experience.
Oh, yeah, because I played Dragon Age Origins and it's all like kind of isometric and
Yeah.
you're walking on a linear path. Okay.
Supposedly they
I
want to
like-
change the whole interactive format.
Yeah, that's gonna be dumb. I don't. Yeah. 'Cause, like, it did work for games like Mass Effect stuff. It works for stuff like that because it's a third-person shooter, right? But whereas Dragon Age, I think you need the whole
And people are
now that
worried
you think about it, oh god, yeah.
because they sunk Mass Effect. Now they're probably likely going to sink this franchise. They got
There's a
no
new
legs
Mass
left.
Effect. There's a new
They have
one.
a new one.
There's a fifth
Another new
yeah.
one. But
Yeah, it's
another
coming-
one.
It's announced. It isn't out yet. And that's the same thing what they did with Dead Space too, eh? Like literally, EA told them to make it action and completed it and changed the game. Oh no, Afro, have a good chat about games that some big companies are ruining. All right,
Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, we'll see you around tomorrow midday.
DS3 was like that. Yeah, Dark Space 3 was like action oriented, which is weird because Dark Space 2 is considered one of the scariest games of all time, right? And it won a bunch of awards. It's critically acclaimed. And Dead Space 1, a fucking pioneer. It helped kickstart like this stuff on gaming consoles, on games. And to the point where it's able to be remade, and then when they did a complete, because like the whole thing about Dead Space is like you don't really do co-op in Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Yeah. No, sorry. My brain just broke. I was taking it in, and I was like, I don't have anything to say.
You don't do co-op in Dead Space because co-op is fucking. I mean, Dead Space is a singular linear experience where you're just alone. The whole point of Dead Space is it's you against these necromorphs, right? And then when you add the co-op element to it, sure, it makes things more fun, but it also takes out the fear of it because there's somebody else helping you, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and it's more action oriented to like Resident.
Yeah, that's weird.
Evil
Yeah.
Eight.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think about
it's-
that. I guess maybe
They
it pulls
killed
you
the
out of that.
franchise because, and they did.
Yeah,
this-
I've heard
they
that.
literally-
Yeah.
So Dead Space 3 and Mass Effect 3 came out around the same time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong about that, but that was also a complaint about Mass Effect 3 as well. But they made it too action oriented. I played it when I did my marathon. 3 minutes in, I'm hidden blading people. I'm doing fucking parkour. I'm doing dungeon. I'm rolling. I'm in my cover, throwing grenades. I'm like napalming. I'm shooting. It's Call of Duty in space, essentially at that point. So like I don't. And then, fuck, man. I hope we get a Dead Space 2 remake. I hope we get that, and then.
This
if we get
I
Dead Space 3,
Obviously, you're more immersed, but from my objective perspective, I feel like it's been getting enough good reviews and shit that it probably will.
Yeah, apparently there's an Easter egg in Dead Space 1 that alludes to it too.
Yeah, because I've just seen nothing but positive on all ends, on the people on the ground, and then the publications that were probably paid off to write about it.
Paid off. Yeah, yeah. EA has deep pockets. You're fuck. Damn it. Makes it sad. It's very sad. But anyways,
payola, dog, payola.
It's the days of pay to play are here.
Industry plants, fam. Industry plants.
I wish Bailey and I were like Iggy Azalea, who is in industry plant.
Yeah, all we need to do is then we drop our OnlyFans and we just need to twerk once. That's it. That's easy money.
Who is she married to?
I think she got a divorce from him, but it was Playboy Cardi.
Never mind. All right.
What?
I was gonna make a joke. That's just like when you start dating someone like that, like, oh, he's already spoken for.
No, because there was the whole drama a few years ago when Playboy Cardi dropped a whole lot of red because she was getting mad because he had a kid. He had a kid with her, and then she was like, "This man's literally missed the kid's birthday to play PlayStation 5 with Lil Uzi Vert." And that's how she called him out. She went on this rant. It was just like, yeah, this guy plays video games instead of sees his son. It's like, whoo, shit.
That's something I would do. Be like, yo. And this is why the movie's about me.
Yeah, it was like, Uzi, millionaire, baby. Which one?
Yeah. We'll work. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're at 2:10, and I think Bailey wants. I'm farting like crazy right now.
Right. Oh, I'm not in a rush. It's your call. I just know you're a sleepy boy. We got 2 hours in. The show was good, and we don't have to push ourselves.
I want to eat too. I want to eat that. I got some food. I got some chicken.
Fuck yeah. I gotta make something. I gotta wing it when I get home.
I gotta wing these nuts. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Panda. He's off fighting off Wine Mom, I guess. But
taking care of Mom.
Taking care of Mom. But thank you, Afro. Thank you guys who lurk in our chat. Thank you, people who comment in our chat and talk to us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Wine Mom, too. I forgot about that. But yeah, we will see you on Friday. We're gonna be
Friday. Yeah, I'll be around tomorrow. Not as long, but I'll be around tomorrow. And I'll be around Wednesday. Not as long, but I'll be doing them.
Okay. You heard it here.
Friday, Rumbleverse. Friday, we got to play the games before they die.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, we're gonna be playing Rumbleverse. We're gonna kill some people.
We can make the last few ones. Maybe if we're smart, we can think of content ideas to make YouTube videos out of our memories of it, remembering Rumbleverse.
I could cook up like 20 sort of
so if we can think of headlines, maybe we can
montages.
Yeah, we can get some.
I will remember you.
Yeah, shit like that.
Will you remember me? Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
We're gonna get claim, but it's okay.
Thank you, internets. We appreciate you, especially all the people who watch after, because I see the 30 of you watching. You're not tuning in live. Don't be afraid.
30? I see 4 on my screen.
Well, not now. Afterwards, Ross. Afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Afterwards. I wish we had 30 people watching live. We're not that balling yet, but we will be.
I wish we had.
If you have that kind of attitude, kid, it's going to stay that way, bud.
My parents left me.